Hello everybody, a little bit unexpected perhaps here live. I'm just joining me.
Hello.
Going to talk a little bit just here at the Hoksenkapelle, and the children are running. We came out for a walk. Actually, I'm looking for the camera, it's over here. And there's a nice walk from where we live to here, just to talk a little bit about a very interesting source on tempo and metronomizations that Lorenz sent me, and I wanted just to give you a glimpse. Afterwards we can have a little tour here to check how it's about here around the chapel, and at the end I certainly will look at the chat. Hello Wayward Shepherdess, nice to have you here. So just very quickly, and then we go to have a look at the chapel here. It's very windy. I hope my microphone is doing okay. If not, just let me know and I find a place where I can sit a little bit more quietly out of the wind. Oh, that was actually my phone dropping. So mobile life is still new for me. Hello Nikos, Mohamed, nice to have you here. So let me just give you the source of what I'm going to talk about, and then we chat a little bit about the chapel here. We have some plans also. So it's about an English guy, Benjamin Carr, who was born, and I have to look on my tablet here. He was born in 17 somewhat, way into the 19th century, so he died, I believe, around 1830. And in 1826 he wrote a pianoforte school, not very extensively. So he was born in London and moved to Philadelphia and New York, but he stayed most of the 19th century part of his life in the United States. So was one of the leading musicians in Philadelphia, which is nice to know. So it's not Mr. Nobody, and he has written a piano school and give instructions, in fact, how his students should be playing music and how fast. So I just gave you a snapshot of that. I changed camera position, which is a nice thing here for these mobile lives. If I would make a video, a normal video about this source, Anya's helping me. It is so windy now. So what he is doing is he is actually simplifying the idea of metronome use, and he says basically some idea in general sense may be formed to the proper duration of each note as it regards its own character and in subjection to the terms Adagio, Moderato and Allegro, etc. used at the beginning of every piece. So this is 1826 again. And then he says, by observing a watch that has a hand and circle for the seconds, so he's asking for a device that has the seconds, or a timepiece which ticks count the seconds, and getting into the habit of counting mentally or vocally exactly in the time of seconds. So basically he says, find a device that gives you the second. Once you have that, when the music is an adagio or grave, count every quaver as a second, holding the crotchets 2, dotted crotchets 3 minims for dotted men, so on and so on. This rule is should not lose where I am now. So basically he says count the 8 notes in seconds. When it goes largo, larghetto, lento, andante, andante, moderato, a little bit faster, a little bit quicker. Then we come to the allegretto. Here we count every crotchet, so every quarter note as a second, and then the other notes in proportion. And then allegro, brillante, con brio, vivace and presto, each to be played a degree quicker till we come to prestissimo, and then count every minim as a second. So this is really a mind-blowing source, since what he is doing is basically giving almost the half of the indications as we have from the metronome numbers. So this is again a clear indication of the double beat use of the metronome. And I'm going to make an extensive video on this source because it's hi Kostas, it's not so often that you find really concrete sources like these that tells you about what speeds you are supposed to play in, and then actually translating those metronome numbers, which are as we learned from Lorenz, there are metrical indications, so they are not to be taken literally, but in a metrical sense, which was for the popular use. I imagine this in the early 19th century. A lot of people started to play the piano, a little bit maybe too complicated, or there was a tendency as well to have this metronome more used as a kind of director, so conductor, so the taktmeester. So this kind of sources in piano schools where clearly the Benjamin Carr is pointing is towards beginners. He's giving a very simplified way of in what speeds these pieces need to be played, and then you come up with just half the tempo that these metronomes are indicating. So that's 100% confirming that theory that Lorenz is talking about. So now we're going to, there are the kids, have a look. I just walk with you, change the camera to the chapel, and if you have questions on this double beat source, you can write it in the chat. It would be nice. I see 9 people are now. Jair Bolsonaro, certainly pronounce your name not correctly, but leave in the chat where you're watching this from, because it's always amazing to know for me. Imagine this, I'm walking here with a mobile phone and potentially reaching the whole planet. So just leave in the chat if you're listening where you're from, and it would be nice to say hello to each other. So this is the Hoxton Chapel. You see the bench over there where Anya's sitting with the kids, where I'm making sometimes videos now. I really like this. It's too windy tonight, but it's nice to sit here. And this chapel is really old. It's the foundations here are going back to the 9th century, and so this is actually built in the 15th, 16th century, 17th century. The entrance, of course, is a little bit later, but the whole building is really old. And so I don't have the key now, but you will find a playlist. Just search on my channel, Christopher Clark Trilogy, and you find some videos that I made on a fretted clavichord here. We're going to use this chapel a little bit more often, and we have actually very exciting plans for the end of the summer. I show you one beautiful, I like these details here. This was used to throw some money in, and at the inside there is a box collecting that. Actually, this is also something that is connected to the inside to pour some water. So we're walking around now. We're coming back to the bench. At the end of the summer in August, we not have a fixed date. I'm going to switch camera, okay, you can see me. There I am. We're going to play the Wohltemperiertes Klavier number 1 to 8. That's the project that we're doing now. Live here from this chapel for you with a live audience. So we'll invite you actually, if you have the chance to come over to Belgium, to do this with us, with a live audience and live broadcasted on YouTube for you. So as the closure of the Wohltemperiertes Klavier. So it's really nice here. So either I missed the chat or I don't see it. Again, I have to learn so much for this live streaming, mobile. Again, I push a button. Okay, there is some stream. Okay, great. So I'm going to do that a little bit more in the future, these mobile live streams, because they are quick snapshots of things that I can share with you, as with this Benjamin Carr source, and combine this with something else than my usual decor, so to say. On Benjamin Carr, we certainly are going to talk more. So thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon again. And don't forget to watch the video with Lorenz. It's online since an hour now. Lorenz Guardian talking about Choquel 1759, also a remarkable source, so explicitly writing about double beat, use of the chronometer at the time, 1759, so there was no metronome at the time yet. And so strange that those sources either are just neglected, or as in the book of Meerling, actually quoted, but then actually not considered to be truthful, or just as a misprint. It's really strange. much work to do, much research, much hashtag discovery. That's the channel all about. If you are new here and you want to stay on top of what we're doing and have notifications for these live streams, in case you would see this video later, or if you are watching now and have not subscribed, it would be great if you would hit the subscribe button and join our little community here for Authentic Sound. So we're making videos from Bach to Beethoven, basically, that music, and discover so many things from in that line of tradition that was between those two, and it really is fascinating to do that together with you. So don't hesitate, hit the subscribe button, and we see each other very soon again. Bye.